Batman the Animated Series aired on September 5th, 1992, 30 years ago today. Co-created by Bruce Timm and Eric Radomski, the series was inspired by the Fletcher Superman shorts of the 1940s and its Art Deco design. Bruce and Eric wanted to bring a film noir aesthetic to the art style and created what they would coin as Dark Deco. This meant the background and landscape was drawn on black paper instead of the commonly used white paper. It lent itself to the material as it shaped the world they wanted to create with shadows and silhouettes. They wanted the series to have adult themes and sensibilities, so writer Paul Dini was brought on to write a treatment for an episode. He wrote Heart of Ice. The relatively unknown villain at the time, Mr. Freeze, was reinvented by Dini with a backstory filled with tragedy and revenge. Former cryogenicist Victor Freeze, portrayed chillingly by the late Michael Ansara, held a secret experiment to cryogenically freeze his terminally ill wife, Nora Freeze. When he was discovered by his employer, Ferris Boyle, the experiment was interrupted and put to an abrupt end, leaving Victor to die alongside his wife. Unaware to Boyle, Victor survived, but was left scarred by the incident. Only able to live in sub-zero temperatures, he fashioned himself a suit to sustain his condition. Victor sought revenge on Boyle for the presumed death of his wife until he was stopped by Batman. Isolated and alone, Victor was left to mourn the memory of his wife.
This is how I'll always remember you, surrounded by winter, forever young, forever beautiful. Rest well, my love.
Heart of Ice would garner itself an Emmy for outstanding writing in an animated program, and Paul Dini would go on to write many more episodes for the series filled with nuanced storytelling. Dini's most notable contribution would be the quirky one-off henchman to the Joker, Harley Quinn. Her first appearance was in the 22nd episode of the series titled Joker's Favor. Soon after, a one-shot comic titled Mad Love was written by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm detailing her origins. Harleen Quinzel was an intern therapist at Arkham Asylum. Upon discovering the Joker, she instantly became fascinated by him. Taking him on as a patient, the Joker appealed to her with quirky antics and a sympathetic, albeit false, backstory. Manipulating her into falling in love with him, Harleen Quinzel adopted her new persona as Harley Quinn, and broke the Joker out of Arkham Asylum. The pair have been synonymous with one another ever since. Dini's inspiration for the character came from watching his friend and actor, Arlene Sorkin, on an episode of the popular soap opera Days of Our Lives, where she played a jester in an episode.
No knock-knock jokes, no funny hats. Let's do what they do on the castle down the block. We'll throw the peasants in the moat and watch them drown.
Arlene would go on to voice the character in her debut episode and for many years to follow. Andrea Romano was approached to be the voice director for the series. Understanding the tone was grounded in realism and played straight, much like a noir film from the 1940s, she sought out actors with stage experience, as a stage performer's energy would translate well into animation. The recording sessions were performed like radio plays, by having the actors act alongside one another whenever possible. Andrea knew this would benefit the series, as a major component of acting is reacting. Many talented actors were cast, but two characters had yet to be finalized: Batman and the Joker. Listening to well over 500 voices, Andrea Romano struggled to find an actor to cast in the titular role, until one day a stage actor walked into the booth with a voice that resonated a calm yet commanding demeanor. Actor Kevin Conroy auditioned for the role of Batman. Having never worked in animation before, the Juilliard alum approached the role as he would any other, and quickly understood that Batman is the character's true identity, and Bruce Wayne is the disguise.
I learned this early on. Batman is not the disguise. Batman is who he went to, is what he became because of the tragedy of his childhood. It's where he found safety.
The series had one more obstacle to overcome. Initially cast as the Joker, legendary actor Tim Curry had completed several episodes for the series, and MathLab animation had been done to his voice. But having bronchitis at the time, and a particular producer wasn't a fan of Curry as the Joker, Andrea Romano had to recast the part in the 11th hour. Having heard Warner Bros. Was developing a Batman animated series for television, Andrea received a call from Mark Hamill's agent, claiming he wanted to be part of the series in any way he could. She had him audition for the Joker.
One of the things that's said at the top of the audition script, don't think Nicholson. What a relief that was. Because I figured if you're going to just try and imitate Jack Nicholson, you're going to really suffer.
From the moment Hamill's iconic laugh was heard, the part was his. The final element to piece this series together was its iconic score, made by the wonderful Shirley Walker. Having worked prior with Danny Elfman on Batman '89, Walker reimagined his score and utilized an orchestra of Philharmonic players to its full potential, giving the series a quality of music only heard in feature films. Fittingly so, Walker would go on to score the first and only theatrical production of the series, Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, a film that was initially produced to be a home video release but was quickly repurposed for a theatrical run. Shirley Walker passed away in November of 2006. A memorial service was held at Warner Bros. And a plaque was put up in her honor. Her talents will always be remembered as her music not only created the series' iconic theme, but it shaped the DC animated universe going forward. I would be remiss not to mention producers Gene McCurdy and Alan Burnett for effectively showrunning the series. Them and the previously mentioned, as well as those who haven't been mentioned, are the reasons I've loved this series ever since I was a little kid. Because of them, the series has stood the test of time. This is my definitive version of Batman. For the 30th anniversary, I wanted to show my love and appreciation by giving something back as a thank you. Thank you all for watching. This is my first video and I hope to get better over time. If you enjoyed watching, feel free to comment down below, like, subscribe, anything you could do to help support the channel. I hope you all have a wonderful day.